Hello! Welcome back, those who saw my last video, and welcome to those who are new. My name is Daniela Diaz-Rivera, but you can call me Danny. In my last video, I went over how I start a character design, and I go through the process of doing thumbnails and sketching out different iterations until I find one that I like the most. And yeah, I'm continuing from there. If you haven't seen that video, then I'll put a link to it somewhere here, maybe in the description, maybe it'll pop up here, like now. So if you haven't seen that, check that out. I guess it'll just make sense for how I got to this point in this video. Right now, in this clip, I'm trying to block out the colors for my character. I struggled a lot with colors in general. Actually, I struggled with a lot of things in general with this character design, just because it's been so long since I've done character work in general. I've been doing so many environment and background work that I feel like I've just forgotten how I do things. Right now, it's like I forgot things like, ooh, maybe it is a good idea to do different costume iterations, or maybe it's a good idea to do different color iterations for your character. And yeah, I didn't remember any of that once I was coloring this character. I think I was too excited to start, but yeah, I get there eventually. I have to do those iterations eventually, and you will see them later in this video. What I really wanted for this character was to have vibrant colors. I really wanted this environment and just like the mood of the whole story to be colorful, but like kind of in a constant sunset setting. Like that's what I want it to feel like. All those jewel tones, really nice vibrant colors, and yeah, that is definitely not coming across my character. And yeah, as I kept coloring her, I kept getting frustrated. Like I didn't know why the colors weren't working. So planning is important, and part of that planning is lots of iteration for characters, like colors. The drawings that I usually do, they're usually always very sketchy, so clean line work isn't something that I usually have in my drawings, because I like that sketchy look. But I think for this style, I want it to look more graphic, and I actually have some examples for what I was trying to go for. I'll have them appear up in the screen, so you guys can look at them, and I'll also post the names of those artists in the description below so you guys can check out their work. I really like the artist Woonyoung Jung. I really like their dinosaur and athlete pictures. They're so fun and they have so much character, and the colors are amazing. Yeah, so check out those artists if you want to see more of their work. They're really great. But yeah, I really wanted to go for a graphic cartoon style, one that you would often see in like TV shows, comics. And yeah, so eventually, like with this character, I'll start lining the sketch with the Mercury pen in Procreate, and yeah, I'll have the lines look really clean. It'll make the character stand out more and look more crisp. My personal preference with line work is having like a little bit of texture. I tend to not like it when it looks too smooth. I've never been like a fan of that for my work. But yeah, I'm thinking that this project would be really fun to eventually make into a little like small comic, kind of like a little, like once I'm done visually developing this, I'll probably do another side project where I'm just doing this comic on the side because I'm really interested in exploring the story more and having other characters show up. The whole purpose for this project is to put into my portfolio, and I have like a list of all the things that I want to do. So I want to do character designs, prop designs, I'll have the environment designs, callouts for props, and yeah, but for my portfolio I don't think I would include in depth like all the other characters I would want to include, different story scenes that maybe wouldn't make sense if I just stuck it in the middle of my portfolio. So yeah, anyways, in a portfolio you only want like 8 to 10, like at most, really, really good pieces to show, so you gotta be really choosy about what you put in there. Lately I've really been a fan of the simple line art style for some reason too. I think it's because like I come from a history of doing really like more detailed work, and I don't know, maybe this is my mental state rebelling and being like, no, I want to do simpler work now. And yeah, I'm a fan of how simple shapes can be so appealing, and I think that's why I'm gravitating towards this style more. Definitely more simple than things that I've done in the past. As I'm finishing her line work here with her shoelaces, I start going into exploring more of the color combinations that I'm interested in her having. Once I finished the line work, I was satisfied with how clean it looked, and then I was like, okay, time to tackle the color. And as I duplicated her across the screen and started going with the colors I initially thought of, I realized how far that was from what I envisioned her to be. She didn't look vibrant at all. It looked very mundane, I suppose. I want the character to have some sort of magical feel to them. I don't know if that really makes much sense, but I want them to feel vibrant, you know? And that's something that I also decided, like, in general for all the characters, I want them to have more vibrant colored hair. Like, yeah, it's totally normal to just have blue hair, purple hair. And yeah, so that's something I'll be doing once I start working on the other characters. I think in this next video I'll work on the secondary character, but they don't really have hair. I don't know. I'll explain. Everything will make sense in the second or the video after this, because I'll start actually explaining how these characters relate to each other and what exactly is happening. But we're talking design now. We're talking character design. So yeah, I tried going with I tried incorporating color theory into how I did the character colors, but at some point I kind of started straying away from that and just went with whatever I felt looked good with each other. I wanted things to not blend in with each other but still look good, still complement each other in a way. With the last color iteration, she was the one that I liked the most. My eyes kept gravitating towards her, and I think it's just because the colors worked really well together. And yeah, so I was kind of debating between the pink and the purple hair, but yeah, pink hair won. So once I figured out the colors that I'll actually want to use in this character, I had a solid direction for how to render the character and not waste any more time with stuff that I don't want. So I took the colors and placed them next to the character to just color drop, because it would just be easier that way. And I used the same color, I guess they're not masks, it's like I used the same color layers from when I first started blocking out the color, and that just made it easy to just switch up the colors real quick and yeah, get to work. By the way, I know I'm not really going in depth on how exactly I'm rendering out the character. If that's something some of you guys would be interested in, let me know in the comments and I will do an in-depth video on how to render out a character, and that would basically be the same rendering process for when you're doing props or anything like that. I don't know if it would count for environments. I think environments can be a little tricky. So yeah, as I'm coloring this character, I'm enjoying it more and more. I thought it would be cool if she originally had blonde hair and she dyed it pink, but the blonde is starting to grow out. So you see it in her roots. I, for some reason, liked that look. And my favorite thing to do in the rendering process is color the line work. I think it just adds way more dimensionality to it. It doesn't just make it look really flat. It's always been something that I enjoyed doing, just coloring the lines. I feel like it adds so much, and yeah, definitely helps make the character not look as flat as it would have if it just had black lines. And yeah, after I color in all those lines, I put the whole character on another layer and I'll start adding, I guess, rim light. I'll start adding the details to make her pop more, the highlights, basically all the finishing touches. Really polishing her up so that she, I guess, was done. I'm really just doing the final touches here, like little details I might have missed. Like I almost forgot to color her bracelet, and yeah, little details like that. This part of the rendering process is kind of like the moment when you see the finish line. It's there. There's no way you can't make it now, unless you try to not make it. But yeah, I feel like this is the most rewarding part because you're done pretty much, and the hardest part really is just getting to that stage, the polishing stage. I feel like it's a stage that a lot of us kind of jump to first because that's what makes it look good the fastest. Like adding that little highlight on the nose or the cheek or the shoulder, but yeah, everything else has to be figured out first before you do that, or else you're jumping the gun and it's not gonna look as good as you thought it would. So as I'm finishing up lighting and shadowing the character, this is pretty much what her final look is. I add some rim light to make stuff pop. I've been told rim light is a must in anything you draw. It just makes it look really good, even if it's a light from who knows where. But other than that, that concludes this video, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed hearing me talk, I guess. If you guys have any questions or comments, please just type them down below. If you want any in-depth videos on specific things, please let me know. I would be more than happy to make them. Yeah, so I hope to see you guys in the next video. Give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you later. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a nice day.